My very first digital product was an ebook, and I made a little over 900K with it. And I'm seeing a lot of people making this stuff way more complicated than it has to be. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to create this ebook, and not only that, but how to do it in a day and create a system for yourself to where it sells on autopilot. Digital products changed my life, and that's why I have centered my entire business around them. And I got started with an ebook. And so it's going to take me about 5 minutes to break this down. So if you don't have 5 minutes to spare, then you may be missing out on a pretty big industry. And I got to let you know some of the numbers first, because just ebooks and ebooks alone are a 20 to 30 billion. That's what the billion dollar industry. And I have to let you know these numbers because I'm like, so many people are attempting to do this stuff or have tried it in the past and quit, and they don't realize how much of a market cap is there. So I'm like, if it's a 20 to 30 billion dollar industry, there's a little piece of the pie that you can get. Because the other day somebody left me a comment on one of my videos and was like, oh, I didn't know that people still bought ebooks still sell. And I was like, bro, it's a 20 to 30 billion dollar industry, just ebooks alone. Not even talking about digital products, which on the next few years will be a trillion with the T dollar industry. Excuse me. Hi, it's me interrupting me. I misspoke right there. It's already a multi-trillion dollar industry. With the T, trillion. I meant to say in a few years, it'll be like a $6 trillion industry instead of the couple trillion that it already is. Okay, back to the video. So look, let's get into this. So the reason why ebook is a great first digital product is, for one, because they're fast to create. I'm going to tell you a way to where you can get these done in one day, and they're free or damn near free to produce. So many people, they're always looking for a free way to get started or no money way to get started. And for one, get that mentality out of your head, because if you're actually wanting to build a true online business that has longevity, you got to get all that free stuff out of your mind, because it's impossible to make money without spending any money. Let me not say it's not impossible, but in order to grow, it's going to be damn near impossible. And I'm not saying that you're going to have to spend a lot of money on creating this or even marketing it, because I'm going to give you a free way to market it. But you have to invest in yourself. And even just think about it logically. Humans, we spend our money on the stuff that we truly do care about. So when people come to me and they say that they want to grow these online businesses and whatnot, they want to be a successful entrepreneur, I'm like, all right, cool. Show me the last 90 days of your bank statements. And they're like, oh, why you want to see that? I'm like, because I want to see what it is that you spend your money on. I want to see what it is that you actually care about. And it'll be nothing that has to do with this business that they claim that they want to do. All that they're doing is getting DoorDash and buying lamb chops and hookah and liquor and fast food and all types of crap like that, right? So I'm saying at some point, whether it's a camera, whether it's a microphone, whether it's a monthly small fee to some type of platform to sell it on, whether that's an internet connection, because you're going to have to be doing online marketing, like a light. You're going to have to spend some type of money on yourself at some point. So get that out of your head on just looking at all the free ways to do stuff. But they are free or damn near free to produce, and they're easy to deliver because the deliverable of it is digital. They literally just get their deliverable in an email, and they're infinitely scalable, which is a huge thing. And that's why I'm so glad that I discovered these ebooks and digital products. But like I said, I got started with the ebook because most of the ways that people are trying to make money, they have a cap. And usually most people are making their money based off of how much time that they are able to put into a job, right? So it doesn't matter what job that you have. if you can only work this many hours per day and you're only getting paid a certain amount of money per hour, no matter how hard you work during those hours, you can only make this much. And in a lot of businesses, it's the same thing. A lot of people are just replacing their job with a business that they end up hating, just like the job, because the only way that they can make more money is by working more hours, and your hours are only limited, especially with stuff like a service-based business, right? A lot of people, they get started in service-based businesses, and then if they want to grow, they can't, because there's only so much time that they can put into it. And then that's where you get to hiring and whatnot. So you're like, okay, I can leverage other people's human capital, but then that takes away your profit margins, and it's hard to scale people, especially if you have no experience at it. So whereas a digital product, you can scale it because there's an infinite amount of people in the marketplace that could buy your offer, right? So it's infinitely scalable, and you can create it one time, put it into the proper system, and system, SYSTEM, stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money. And that's how you actually can make more and get your time back with working less. So here's the key thing that I want you to understand here. If an ebook is going to be your first product, it should reduce friction, not increase it. So I'm not saying that an ebook is going to be the best thing for you to build a long-term, forever business with, but it is the best on-ramp into the online digital entrepreneurship world. And when I say right here that it needs to reduce friction, a lot of people are thinking of all these things that are not only adding friction to themselves and creating it, but is adding all types of friction to people in the marketplace being able to buy it. And that's not what you want to do. And we're going to cover that in this video. So look, let's get on creating this product. So for one, this is something that so many people really struggle with. They don't know how to focus and get it down to one. They're trying to do everything. So your ebook, it should solve one problem. It should not be the key to solving every problem that somebody has in life. Because what you need to understand are that broad digital products, they don't sell. What sells are hyper-specific products that solve specific problems. So this ebook, it should solve one pain point or one obstacle and have one outcome, and that is it. So if you take me, for example, my first digital product, which was that ebook that made a little over 900K, it solved one problem. At the time, I fired my job April 1st, 2016. My beginning in entrepreneurship, I was involved in real estate, but there was a small micro niche in real estate that I was doing that was called wholesaling, right? So my first ebook, it didn't teach about real estate in general. It talked about one specific deal getting method in wholesaling, and that was it. All that ebook taught you how to do was to go and do this one specific thing. I wasn't talking about how to flip houses, for one, because I didn't know how to do that. I wasn't talking about fits and flips. I wasn't talking about becoming a landlord. I wasn't talking about any of this stuff. I was talking about what majority of people don't know, and something that I had found a little bit of success in. And when I say success, I don't mean that I was making the most money at it. I wasn't even an expert at it, but I had figured out a way to feed myself and pay my bills without clocking in to a 9 to 5, right? It's off this one thing. And the thing that you need to understand is that specific ebooks, they beat comprehensive ones 10 times out of 10. And focused beats impressive. And when you're only focused on coming up with a specific solution to a specific problem, you no longer have to be the expert. You can just lean on your authority on having the solution to the one thing that your ebook fixes. So when you're thinking like this, it directly kills the I need to teach everything trap. And that's what is stuck in so many people's heads, is that they're thinking that they have to give somebody everything from the rooter to the tutor. When you don't, it just has to fix this one thing, and that's it. So always remember to be specific. And Even in your marketing, which we're going to get to later in this video, this is the number one reason why people can't even get any of their products in front of their target demographic, because they're not talking to a specific person. Therefore, the algorithm doesn't know who to place their content in front of, because nowadays, all these algorithms, they're interest-based. That's it. And that's why everybody's playing on an even playing field. It doesn't matter how big your audience is anymore. Somebody that has an audience of 10 has the same opportunity to get seen as somebody that has an audience of 250,000. But the algorithm isn't placing people's content in front of all that audience. It doesn't matter how big your audience size is. The algorithm is only placing stuff that people are interested in front of the interested people, right? And I can prove it to you. If you just check your YouTube home screen, just be aware as you're scrolling YouTube, you'll see somebody that has a huge audience getting the same opportunity as somebody that you've never heard of with a small audience. Everybody's playing on the same even playing field. So if you know that you have an ebook that is solving a specific problem for a specific person, all that you have to do is make the specific content for that specific person, which we'll talk about a little bit later in this video. But remember, when you're thinking like this takes away the I need to teach everything trap. And also, you realize that you don't have to be an expert. You just have to be at least one step ahead of the person that is going to be purchasing your ebook from you. And this is something that is a limiting belief in so many people. They think that they have to be some super duper Mensa level, highest guru level of experts ever. But no, you only need to be at least one step ahead. And this is something that I really need you to understand. So this limiting belief that most people have is they feel that they can't teach because they're not an expert. But they have it completely backwards, because the only reason that you perceive people to be experts is because they teach. And once you realize this, then it will change everything. So I want to say this again, and really hear me when I say this. Let me make sure this thing's on. Me. Look, people don't teach because they're an expert. People become an expert because they teach. So just think about this. Everybody that you see on the internet that you view to be an expert, why do you think they're an expert at whatever it is that they talk about? Because they publicly teach about it. Therefore, they become the trusted authority. Therefore, they become the trusted expert about whatever it is that they teach. So you will become an authority, and you will start to become the perceived expert to your audience as you grow, just because you publicly teach. That's the only reason why I'm considered an expert about what it is that I talk about, because I publicly talk about it all the time and I teach about it. Therefore, Aston CEO becomes a trusted authority and the expert about online business, digital marketing, digital products, ebooks, courses, communities, personal branding, all that jazz, right? That's how it works. So you don't need to be an expert. You just need to be at least one step ahead of the person that you're teaching. So remember this. Authority comes from relevance and experience, not credentials. So once you understand this, it lowers the psychological barrier for beginners to make creation feel accessible, right? So always remember that. People don't teach because they're experts. They become experts because they teach. And speed always beats perfection 10 times out of 10. So many people stay stuck in the analysis paralysis phase, and they feel like that they have to have everything perfect before they can ship or launch anything. But speed always wins. And even in the creation of these ebooks, speed wins also. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do it this fast, but I'm a fan of speed. For one, like I said, speed wins, but the reason why speed wins is because you get a chance to learn faster. This stuff doesn't have to be perfect. So me, I typically write my ebooks in 24 hours or less. I typically get them done within a day. And the way that you can do this, for one, everything starts with an outline, and then you write simply. And then you can use tools like ChatGPT, Canva, or some type of talk to text software. So when I say that I write ebooks in a day, I'm not saying that I'm sitting here and I'm writing them out with a pen and pad, or that I'm sitting here and I'm typing into the computer and writing all these pages. I'm going to make a simple outline, and then I'm going to use a tool, which nowadays with AI, you could use something like ChatGPT or Claude or Descript or something like that. But in the past, when I've written ebooks, I just use some type of talk to text software like Google Docs, or even the Notes app if you have an iPhone or something like that. And once I make my outline, I simply just talk out my ebook. So this will be a great example right now. Even this video that I'm creating right here, this is the same way that I make an ebook. So I have an outline that I'm breaking down with you right now, but just imagine this outline was going to be the chapters of my ebook, right? And then once I have my bullet points, I know that I'm knowledgeable about whatever it is that I'm talking about. And then I just talk about it into my phone. And then once I'm done, like I said, I'm using some type of talk to text software. I have the entire transcript of everything that I spoke. And then that's my ebook. In years past, just because I would much rather get this stuff done faster, once I have my transcript, I would then go on Fiverr.com, and I would find a freelancer, and I would give them my transcript, and then they would make it into an ebook for me. But how long did it take me to create this ebook? However long did it took me to talk into my phone. And a lot of times when I do this, because I'm a pacer when I think a lot better when I'm moving. So sometimes I just have a nice day at the park and I'm walking and I'm looking at the ducks and stuff, and then I go and I grab an ice cream from the ice cream man, and then I have a seat in the rose garden, and then I go over to the Japanese garden and I sit with the koi fish. And even though they say that I shouldn't, sometimes I feed them, but I do my best not to, because I know that they're telling me not to feed the koi fish for a reason, and I don't want to unintentionally kill the koi fish. I would be sad if I do that. But that's typically a day that I have at the park while I'm writing an ebook out, right? Then I ship that off to a freelancer at Fiverr. Then they make it look all nice and dandy and whatnot. They give me a nice cover. They give me a clickable table of contents if I choose to have that, and all that stuff. But that's how I write an ebook in a day. Stop overcomplicating it. Just talk it out if you feel comfortable with that. And then, like I said, you could go on Fiverr. You could find somebody to format it to make it look like an ebook. But nowadays, with all these advancements in the AI, you could get this done yourself within Canva or something like that, or ChatGPT, and get it looking nice if you want it to look nice. But remember this, people, they're not necessarily buying your product for how good that it looks. They want a result. That's it. They want a solution to their problem. That's it. We're in the problem solving business. So I will put more effort on taking somebody from where they are right now, which is their current situation, to where they want to be, which is their desired situation. So literally, I want you to think, whoever it is that you're writing this ebook for, what problem does it solve? And think, where are they right now? And where do they want to be? And then literally just draw a line, and the steps to get them here, those are going to be your chapters. That's it. Simplify it. And remember, it's the simple stuff that scales. All the fancy stuff fails. So people that are out here writing books that they want to write about themselves, their life experiences, their life journey. Look, we ain't writing no novels. That stuff ain't selling. I'm not saying that stuff ain't selling. Yeah, people do read books for their free time and for enjoyment and whatnot. But in order to make money with that stuff, you have to go get a publisher and do all that type. I'm talking about making money. And I've made more money with ebooks than people that are out here writing their novels and stuff. We are building businesses here. And I'm not saying that you can't write about something that you want to write about, but it has to be solving a problem, or else nobody cares. If I wrote my life story, nobody would buy it except for my mama and my daddy. And they may not even buy it because they were there for most of it. I've done some things in private that they might not know about, but for the whole shebang, they've pretty much seen it, right? So you have to get out of what about me, what about me, what about me, and start looking to serve others and think about somebody else. And that's just a general rule of thumb in entrepreneurship, right? We don't make money unless we solve somebody else's problem. Then they spend the money on that. So that's a simple way to where you can find out your chapters. Literally think about where the person that you're helping is right now. Think about where they want to be, and then draw a line and the steps to get there. Those are going to be your chapters to your ebook. And the reason why I like speed is because momentum, it matters more than polish, especially at the beginning. And people, they're thinking that they have to have this stuff perfect, but you don't. All that you need to have is a good enough product in the market, because that's going to beat a perfect product that's just sitting in your drafts every day. And then also, these perfect products that you think that you need to have, that happens through refining and iteration. And the only way that you can refine a product and make it better is to get it out into the marketplace and get it into somebody's hands and get feedback from those people, towards then you know what to tinker and you know what to change. So any product that I've created, including my community that I have right now, it didn't end up being what the market or what people perceived it to be. I got something out. I created what's called a minimal viable product, something that's minimal enough to where I can get it done quickly, but viable enough to get somebody a result. I stayed in constant feedback loops with the market. I literally talk to people, and that's something that will definitely set you apart in this online business world and in this digital world. Is this: the more analog that you can stay in the digital world, the more money that you will make. Because what everybody's trying to do is just make this ever elusive passive income, and they don't want to talk to anybody. But if you can deliver a digital product to somebody and then actually talk to the people that you sold them to, like literally get maybe on a Zoom call or something, or get a group of them and have conversations with them, so you can actually get some feedback from people. Once you get some testimonials from people, because just by nature, when somebody gets a good result, they're going to want to give you credit for it. That's just how we are as people. Reach out to them. Oh, you got to win. Hey, you mind if we hop on a call? I would love to talk to you about it. You think people wouldn't want to talk from you after they've just got a great result from you? Talk to these people, stay in feedback loops, then you know what to do to refine your product over time, right? But that happens with speed. And a lot of times the stuff that you think you need to be perfect, you don't know that because nobody's told you that. And the worst business decision is making a move off of how you feel instead of what the market actually thinks. And you have no clue what the market thinks until you get something into the hands of people. So that's why you just want to make a minimal viable product. Get something that's good enough into the market, and then you can always make it better over time. Now, when it comes to selling this stuff, you don't want to build on borrowed land. So platforms like Etsy, no. A platform like Amazon, no. And Amazon is a big one because people, they think that since Amazon is like the biggest online marketplace, that's where they want to go and sell their ebooks or sell their digital products. No, you don't want to do that. So the reason for one is because, like I said, you don't want to sell on borrowed land, and you don't own that land. And when you don't own that proverbial digital space, you don't own your customer. And if you're looking to build a business, you want to own your customer data, because like I said, this ebook would be a good first offer. But if you're thinking longevity, instead of just how all these people that are failing out here miserably, just thinking of a little quick short side hustle, and they wonder why they don't ever make any money, because you're treating it with side hustle mentality. So you're not treating it like the main thing. And when I tell these people this stuff, I'm like, this is how I break it down to them. I'm like, if you have a full-time 9-to-5 job, why do you make money from that? Because you treat it like the full-time thing. And then you're just treating this stuff over. Oh, I'll get to it when I spend 10 minutes on it. And then you're wondering why that will never surpass your full-time income, because you don't give it your full-time effort. And when I'm saying full-time effort, it's not even like you have to spend at least 40 hours a week on it. I built a 7-figure business. On most days, I work anywhere between 2 to 4 hours, and 4 hours is really pushing it. And I'm not doing anything that people would really think is hard work in the working world. I don't get it. All these people will literally work hard at a 9-to-5 job, but when I tell them to sit down and think for 90 minutes, they think it's the most difficult thing ever. And that's when I realized that thinking is the hardest work that most people avoid. I'm like, if I can just stay being an intentional thinker in the world, then I will always be able to be okay. So focus on that and you will be okay, because most people don't even want to spend the time to just think of an idea and then think of a plan and then actually execute on the plan that they made. Just that alone will set you apart. But a platform like Amazon, you don't own the customer data, Amazon does. So you're building Amazon's business actually. So if you wanted to market to your customers, you couldn't, because you don't have the contact information. Amazon does. So you want to own whatever it is that you're selling on, right? You want to sell on your own platform. And a lot of times people also, they may hear me say that I made my first money with my digital product on a platform called Gumroad, right? Because I got started on Gumroad, but that was yesteryear. I would not recommend a Gumroad style marketplace either. Why? The reason why I wouldn't recommend something like that is simply because of the fees. That's really the only reason why I don't recommend Gumroad anymore. Because I don't know, as of the time of me recording this video, I don't know what their fees are, but last time that I checked, and this was like maybe 2 years ago, so I don't see how it would have went down, probably either the same or higher. They charge like 10% or something on every sale. That's high. That may not sound like a lot when you're selling 1, 2, 3, but when you start to sell 20, 50, 100, 1,000, that 10% adds up. So I would just pick some type of simple platform, that something like system.io, you can get started with that for free. Sell it on that, right? And you can have a nice landing page and whatever. But the reason why you don't want to sell on Etsy or Amazon or any of these like marketplace type platforms, like I said, it's not that they're evil, but the fees, the competition as well. Because think, if you were to put something on Amazon, you're in competition with everything on Amazon. So whereas if you just send your own traffic to your own platform, you're in competition with yourself. And then the competition, or the proverbial competition, it just goes to a marketing thing, which is pretty simple to get seen once you're focused on the right things, right? And then here also platform risk. I've had people sell on like Etsy or something like that, and then their page gets shut down for absolutely no reason. They have no clue why. But the main thing is that you have no audience ownership. So with these, your traffic is rented. So the thing that you want to own, the big things here are going to be an email list or a community, because email lists and communities are owned. So you want to drive this traffic and sell either from your email list or from some type of community, but you want to have some type of asset that you own. You want to own the customer data. Remember, ownership is key. All these other things, you don't get to own the data. You're just, like I said, selling on rented land. And this comes into alignment with having a long-term business mindset, not just short-term sales. I'm telling you, everybody that loses, I'm not exaggerating with this, everybody that loses, they're just thinking in the now, or they're just trying to think of getting some type of quick cash, or they've put themselves in some type of bad financial situation to where they're just looking for any and every little side hustle that they can find on the internet to get some quick cash, not realizing that that stuff isn't going to work for them for the same reason on why they put themselves in a bad financial situation. You gotta switch up your mentality. mindset is more important than skill set. It all starts from here first. Now, here's a simple system to where you can market these things and you can have this selling on autopilot for you. So I like to say system also because system is an acronym. SYSTEM, system, stands for saving yourself time, energy, and money. That's how we actually get our time back and make more while working less, right? So my motto is intentionally boring. And that's the whole point of it. Because what I really need you to understand is that business and entrepreneurship is boring. Everybody's thinking that it's sexy and they see people's marketing of this sexy lifestyle and whatnot, but the actual business of it, the actual lead generation, the actual sales, the actual generation of traffic, it's boring. And you have to be willing to do the boring things over and over and over and over and over again. That's why most people fail. But my system, it's boring by design because the simple stuff scales. It's the fancy stuff that fails. So, for one, you're going to need some type of traffic. And the best traffic, in my opinion, is YouTube. That's why you're watching me on YouTube right now. That's why I only make YouTube content. And I'm saying this from a place of somebody who had built an audience of over 120,000 or so on Instagram. I quit Instagram 100% in 2023. Haven't been on it since. And I started to build my YouTube up from scratch. And I realized that if I'm focused on being a contentpreneur instead of a content creator, I don't need to have the biggest audience. I just need to have the right targeted micro niche audience. Did the same thing with TikTok. I had 14 or 15,000 TikTok followers. Left that. Paid advertising. I've spent money on ads in years past. The most money that I've spent on ads is a little over $100,000 within a single month. Don't run ads. YouTube is the best source of traffic. So, simple flow is from your targeted YouTube content, you could give out a freebie to build your email list, have a sequel. Ooh, what happened there? Let's do that again. You can have your YouTube content to give out a freebie to build your email list, have a simple email sequence to offer. That's it. Now, there's a reason why I have these asterisks here next to email. And that's the freebie, and that's the email list and email sequence, right? Because this is one route that you can go, and it definitely works. But my preferred method is just to take out all this stuff right here and just go YouTube content straight to offer. Either one will work. But the only reason why I'm not the biggest fan of giving away freebies is because I'm like, man, I'm going to be making content consistently, and my content is going to be my freebie. That's my preferred method, but that's something that I do. I don't necessarily recommend that to everybody, but it definitely can work for you if you choose to work it. But either way, or either one that you choose to pick, whether you go content to freebie, to build your email list, to market to the email list, to the offer, or whether you just go content directly with the call to action to your offer. Either one will work because either way, you're going to build what I call a flywheel for yourself with this YouTube system. So everything starts with your avatar, right? The sole individual that you're looking to help, right? Not a niche, but the person within the niche. So a niche would be health. And that's what most people that are trying to write an ebook, sell a digital product or whatever, they'll say something about how to be healthy. Well, no, health is a niche. But a mom who just had a baby and is looking to lose the baby fat and doesn't have much time because they're a new mom, well, she may want to lose 20 pounds of baby fat within the next 30 days without working out, right? That's an avatar, right? Versus health. And she will most likely buy that ebook covering how to lose the 20 pounds of baby fat in 30 days without exercise. See, that's a specific product for a specific person with a specific problem, right? But once you're focusing and locked in on your avatar, you make this content only for them. So then YouTube's algorithm starts to categorize your content, and you start to become an authority in your space. And once YouTube algorithm your content and they know who to place your content in front of, it starts to use its organic traffic sources. That's going to be the home screen. That's going to be the suggested bar. That's going to be the search results in the search. If you didn't know, YouTube is the second biggest search engine on the planet because Google, the biggest search engine, owns YouTube. You type stuff in that search bar pretty often, don't you? And people that have problems are searching for the solutions to those problems in the search bar. And then you get external traffic as well. Like I said, you'll get some search results from Google. You ever Googled something and YouTube videos pop up? And you'll get external traffic from people that are finding value in your content. That little share button under the videos, that little arrow that clicks share, my content gets shared thousands of times per week from people that are getting value from my videos. That's external traffic also from people becoming evangelists. When I say evangelist, that simply just means an ambassador for you, right? Which will lead YouTube to putting your content in front of more people that fits your avatar's demographic, right? So now you would lead these people that are watching your YouTube either, like I said, to your email list. I'm gonna just put EM for email, for your email list, or directly to your offer. Which then, this is where we get the money. Which then, remember, people want a result, and the result is simply just a transformation. So this person is going to get their transformation. And then by nature, when we get a good result, we become an evangelist for people. Like I said, that ambassador. People go and they'll tell people about the good result that they got from you. People that will reach out to you and tell you how they loved your stuff. Oh, I just got this result. Oh, this just happened. Oh, you changed my life. Which will lead to more people getting your offer. This here, it becomes what I call a flywheel. And if you don't know what a flywheel is, just imagine a big wheel, and it may take some initial energy to get moving. But the energy that the wheel creates has the wheel moving faster off of its own energy that it created. So you kind of get this delicious looking cinnamon roll effect, and stuff just starts to move faster and faster and faster, and it builds and it compounds on itself. And that's why I recommend YouTube for this, because YouTube is the only evergreen platform. So the way that social media works is that pretty much your content's here today, gone today, or at best, maybe 48 to 72 hours if you have something good. But long form content on YouTube is evergreen. Just go and look at any of your favorite creators that you watch content on YouTube and categorize their content from popular. Most likely you'll see their most popular videos be stuff from years ago. And if you look at those videos from years ago, you'll still see that they're getting traffic and engagement years later. Social media doesn't work like that. So on a month-to-month basis, videos that I did 2 years ago are still bringing me in the most views, the most leads, and the most sales. Social media doesn't work like that. So imagine once you have a library of all these what I call digital assets, because they truly are assets, because outside of it building your business on the back end, on the front end, you get paid from YouTube. So it's like you get paid to build your income, impact, and influence. It's mind-boggling to me. And once I saw this, I was like, oh, I gotta take this YouTube seriously, because this is crazy. And I know that I paid for ads in the past, and with my small YouTube channel, because I don't even have the biggest YouTube channel yet, but on average, I will have to spend somewhere between $25,000 and $40,000 a month in ads for the same amount of impressions that I get on my small YouTube channel for free. That is insane, right? So this is something that's not complicated. This is something that you could literally just do, and that it can work for you nonstop. I literally just took the last month off, and my system was still working. Nothing fell off. Like that's That's the level of peace that you want to have in your business. I've done things in the past to where it's extremely stressful. It's more peaceful on this side of things. And remember, simple skills, fancy feels, and simplicity beats cleverness every single time. Now, if we're going to be talking about scaling, remember, scaling is simply just traffic plus conversion, and that's it. So if your product is converting, then more traffic is just going to equal more sales. It's really not that complicated. The thing that so many people are focused on is getting so many eyeballs. And it's like, why do you want to go generate traffic? Excuse me. Why do you want to go generate a bunch of traffic if you've seen that that traffic doesn't lead to somebody having a good result from your product, right? Or no sales. And I'm like, that's not gonna work. But if you have something that's actually converting, then more traffic, just by nature, it equals more sales. So now you get to play the game. And this is where it gets fun to me, because it's like, oh, if I know that if I get this many people to hit the landing page, then this many people convert off of that landing page, how can I get more people to get to that landing page? And then that's when the reps come in, right? So YouTube, in actuality, and that's why I really like it too, because once you see what's working for you, YouTube really becomes a less is more type of platform. So I have my sprints every once in a while where I'm posting a lot more frequently or increasing my frequency. And then people that don't even know my strategy behind the scenes, like the members in my community, they know my strategies because I break down literally everything that I do with them. But people watching my content from the outside looking in, they'll try to imitate what I'm doing and they don't even know the rhyme or reason why I'm doing it. So if I start posting a whole bunch or have a little small stretch where I'm posting every single day, they'll go do that, not realizing that they're probably hurting themselves and they will probably have better results if they did less and like thought out the concepts and the packaging of each video more than just trying to blitz everything, and they just continuously do the wrong thing over and over and over and over again and think that they're being productive. But I might go on a sprint like that, and it's literally just to learn in a shorter amount of time the few things that I can double down on and do more of the few things better, right? Like my whole mindset in everything is do less things better. And then I'm also educating the people in my community every single day. So I'll go out, I'll do a quick sprint on something to get data and all these data points back to whereas I can help them out with the things that they're doing in their business. But a lot of times, less is more. And if you can figure out your packaging and your positioning, because the most important thing on YouTube, period, is the positioning of something, the packaging, right? Which is simply going to be your title and your thumbnail. The video comes after that. It doesn't matter how great your video is if nobody clicks it, right? But you don't have to get everybody to click it. Remember, we're contentpreneurs, not content creators. You only want to be focused in on your avatar, clicking the actual content. You're locked in on that. You see what it is that they enjoy. Then you just need to get your reps in. And then you can actually get to a point where you're actually doing less things better and making less content, but getting better results, just like all them that you see on the screen right now. And if you're ready to make more working less online from stuff that you already know, go ahead and click the link down in the description and join the It's Credit at the Top community. And I'll see you on our coaching call this Wednesday. But the marketing is going to be everything for you. And I get way, way, way deeper on this system in this video right here. So go ahead and check it out on how you can create a complete system, a marketing engine for your YouTube that has sales coming in on autopilot. It's Credit at the Top.